Hello, chat. We're here earlier and later than expected simultaneously.
Yeah, how do we do that? That's crazy.
Okay, so I had a conversation with Hinduman yesterday, and we were like, oh, yeah, we should move it to 2. And then, because we had like a lunch meeting. And then the lunch meeting was winding down, and I was completely had forgotten that we were going to move it to 2. So I ran back, and I got the stream started and ready to go.
Yep.
And Hinduman's like, what the hell are you doing? This doesn't start until 2. And I was like, nah, we're just going to do it. So
it had already gone live, so we're like, well, we might as well. So
yeah.
Here we are.
So
and we're not even in the same spots either. Look at this.
I know. This is also a role reversal Friday. Because
do I get to be in charge then? Can I just make calls?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We're going to leave for the day, is the plan.
Well, it's been a good Titan talk. Thanks for
we've got a busy weekend coming up. Exciting things this weekend.
The eagle-eyed among you have already noticed that our set looks slightly different because we had something else recorded in here on Monday of last week, and some things got moved around. So if set dressings are in different places, don't read too much into it. Somebody's like, "There's a sand clock. We're getting Kronos." It's like, no. This hourglass has been in the background for forever.
I love chat for guessing with stuff like that. We've done stuff like that in the past where we put little drops in the background, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So today is roadmap day.
It is.
Yes, and I have prepared a roadmap. I have some disclaimer slides as usual, and then we'll get kind of just right into it.
And that's why you're set over there today, so you can drive it because it's your presentation.
Yeah, so we're going to talk through kind of upcoming gods and a few features, not everything. We don't want to spoil everything. There should be things to look forward to still and surprises. And we're gonna jump in just a second here once I find the right button for the handy dandy desktop. There we go.
It works.
Yeah, that works. I'm going to hide us because
we don't need to be
here. Okay.
Perfect. I can just leave now. Go ahead.
Welcome to not the best slideshow you've ever seen, but this slideshow with our beginning of the year roadmap. Now, this is my same disclaimer slide that I run every time because people maybe haven't seen this before, and it's good to have a few little warnings in here. The first one is that everything is subject to change. Game development is very unpredictable work. Sometimes it's hard to know if something will be fun. It's hard to know exactly how long something will take. And it's impossible for us to know for sure when we'll be done with something until we actually do it. So this is our current intended plan, but things can always shift. Also, priorities can and do change. Sometimes we really are thinking, you know what, we're gonna do this. And then something else comes up and we go down a rabbit hole that we think is more important at that time. So we feel pretty confident about what's going to be in the next few updates, which is why we're sharing. But something could come up which causes us to delay or reprioritize things. Lastly, we are people.
No.
I know.
Come on.
I know. People get sick. They have family issues. You know, you missed the show on Wednesday because of a family issue.
I did.
Yeah. People have jury duty. We had a string of jury duties for a while. These things can and do impact the schedule. If somebody is the key person on a project and has a family or personal issue come up, that means the thing is going to get delayed. And that's okay. We aren't trying to, force people to, work when they're sick or avoid family things, right? Like, it's going to happen. I've also added a slide of a few new notes for people that haven't watched our most recent shows where I've talked a little bit about like how our schedule is changing a little bit from the last time we did one of these roadmaps. The first one is that we're being a little more flexible with our god role rotation than before. We are trying to prioritize highly requested gods a little bit more than we were previously and fit them into the schedule. That can mean that we may not follow the exact role order completely, but it also doesn't mean we're entirely ignoring roles. If we think we're going too far without addressing a role, we're still going to do it. But we are trying to prioritize gods that, from the survey that we did and from our past data, we think players want to see sooner than later because we think that will have more of an impact on the number of people that are playing and having fun, which is kind of our goal here. But just don't expect a fixed rotation. Things will happen. We're also being a little bit more flexible on feature ship dates. Rather than having a firm schedule of like, this thing is definitely going to go live on this date, we're kind of saying internally, this is our next priority, and the team of people that needs to work on it is going to work on that as their priority. And then when it's in a good place, it's going to ship. That shouldn't mean that things slow down overall, but it just makes it a little bit harder for me to say exactly when things are happening. So if I say something is happening in a certain patch, and it comes out a patch later or a patch earlier, don't hold it against me, right?
Yeah.
And this also means I can give a little bit less of a roadmap on exact features, but I do have some features. So anyway, and the rest of these slides are a little bit more polished, so I can post them on Twitter and not have people get mad at me because I had someone be really nasty to me and I didn't like it.
If you take it all on the chin every single time, it will hurt eventually. Yep.
Yep. Okay.
I'd avoid it.
Anyway, enough of the boring stuff out of the way. Let's talk about the stuff that people actually want to see, but I feel obliged to do this. Okay. Our next update, update 28.
28.
Coming February 10th, will feature as the new god,
Dun, dun, dun.
Neja.
Yes.
Yeah, you knew this already, but a little bit more exciting things to say here. Neja, the third Lotus Prince, will be coming in this update. He has an updated model, which you got kind of a preview of on PTS last time, but not in a finished state. So it looks better. The effects look better. There have been a lot of improvements that have been made. So very excited about this. Plus ones. You gain crit strike damage with passive stacks now. You can catch the ring bounce for an additional throw that crits but doesn't bounce.
Correct.
There's a new QuickTime event for the ultimate. You're going to say it? Go for it.
Listen, it's surprising how many people have been around the scene for a long time and years of playing Smite and don't know all the intricacies and mechanics involved there. But Smite 1 had a QuickTime event with Naja Ultimate that would do extra damage if you hit the QuickTime event. However, if you look back, it wasn't very clear, and the audio noises, whether you hit or didn't hit, didn't really give you any sort of difference. But there's been improvements to that now. I'm not going to call him out directly.
Yeah. Someone in chat says February 10th sounds pretty far out. That's like 10 days from now. That's like a week and a half. So it's the last day of January right now. We are...
Chiron came out on Tuesday.
Yeah. So this will be same as always, 2 weeks from the last update. So anyway, we also have a teaser for the Aspect, which we'll talk maybe a little bit more about on
I know
Wednesday
some of the creators and stuff have seen it on the PTS a little bit of testing around with it and seen some sort of things, but it's not really been fully fleshed out and explained.
The teaser is bonk. Bonk.
Yep.
So if you want a bonk, maybe Aspect and Neja can be for you. There's other stuff in this update as well.
Tell me more.
We will have jungle practice improvements.
Dun, dun, dun.
You will be able to do co-op jungle practice, joining jungle practice with your friends.
Have we limited it? Because I know we were testing internally with crazy numbers. Is that the plan?
I believe that will be the plan when it goes live.
Okay.
So this will be a custom match that you can select. You can select jungle practice, and there also are going to be some more things added to jungle practice as part of this, including you will be able to spawn bots with AI.
I didn't know that, but
yeah.
Okay.
So there's some more stuff that we'll talk about. I didn't want to give it all away.
Better than my teammates already. That's great. That's great. Okay.
So this is not a visual update to it. It's just allowing you to queue with some more features. So pretty exciting. Next, the Reign of the Archfiend event will continue. There will be 2 new travelers, one for Discordia and Daji. There will be Valentine's Day content. There will be seasonal supporter store bundles. And there will also be a new Athena skin in a chest.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of a last-minute thing that Emma made us do.
Okay. And that's just been confirmed for the next patch. All this is coming.
Yes, all this is coming.
This is great.
The next patch.
Touching on the jungle practice real quick. I know I've seen at least, just to be clear, about 6 people in one of these custom games with the jungle practice. Do not quote me for sure. It may go up, may go down on numbers, but multiple people can get in there together and you can spawn bots individually and test around as a group. I expect to see only 3 people ever use this feature, even though it's been requested.
Most likely. But it
it's
makes people happy.
Yep.
Next, and more. There's going to be some other stuff in this update. Like I said, there's this isn't a comprehensive list. I have and more, I think, on every one of these slides, just because when people look at this later, they're going to be like, this is all that I'm getting in this update? We do other stuff.
There's always stuff.
There's other stuff, right? Coming up next, 2 weeks after that, on February 24th, we will have... Are you ready for it?
Yeah, have we even not confirmed this?
No, they don't know yet.
Okay. I don't even know if they don't know. Oh,
Morgan Le Fay.
She's back. And Kilgoon's choking mainly because he sat in my seat, and that's what happens when you sit over there for some reason. You talk a bit. Oh my goodness, he's in trouble. But yeah, Morgan Le Fay, the Dark Enchantress, is back and will be available as part of the February 24th update.
Morgan Le Fay was the one who surprised us the most
In terms of climb?
Yeah, how highly requested she was compared to some of our other data.
Yeah.
So we went out of our way to prioritize getting her in sooner because she was so highly requested.
Right.
So hopefully,
out of interest, where was she on the list before in our minds? I guess.
I mean, she was still in the top third.
Right. Okay.
But she just was like
pop
right
clearly
up there.
number one compared to like all the, because we did obviously the overall chart of where you'd like people, but they also did the comparisons, and I guess all that data matched of like MLF seems to be the one.
Yeah. I mean, I think that like, it might have been like, Cthulhu might have been ahead of her, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
other than that, she just was very top
really
tier.
up there. Okay.
Okay. Plus ones. I have a little teaser for these.
Okay.
Cleaning up the passive loop so that you're incentivized to cycle through your abilities and not just stay on 4 or 5 routes.
Okay. Yep. I think that was one of the complaints a lot of Morgan Le Fay players had. Once upon a time was like, yeah, you kind of want to kind of dance around that, so trying to improve that does make sense.
And then aspect. This is a direct quote from Clumsy, who is working on this god. Morgan Le Fay has a sword for a reason. That is your aspect teaser.
Okay. So she's going to use a sword now, is what we're saying.
She has a sword for a reason.
Okay. Is that all you've got, Clumsy? I know you're in chat.
Yeah. To use as a gear shift for her smite cart? Clumsy, no.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Usually good for Clumsy, too.
Awesome. So that's Morgan Le Fay will be coming in this update. Also coming in this update, we will have Multi-Q 2.0.
Dun, dun, dun. So obviously we've just put Multi-Q in this update, and we've been making some adjustments there, working through some issues to kind of build this out to get to this next stage.
Yes. Multi-Q already has made a measurable impact on queues, especially in low pop regions.
Yeah.
So we want to prioritize like the next step of the work now that we know that the back end stuff is working, and basically just like let you select the queues that you are multi-queuing for.
Sounds good.
And also have region specific queues so that like potentially in like super low pop regions, maybe multi-queue is just the queue that you pick, right? So that it's more likely that we get matches that fire.
Rather than waiting longer times for certain specific modes. Okay.
And then once those, basically we found that like once matches fire at a faster rate, then the population in a region will grow. And then once the population grows, then theoretically we can
that makes
add more queues back. Yeah.
Cool.
We also, in this update, are expecting, everything's subject to change, we are expecting arena visual updates.
Oh, I saw some of that today.
Yes, you saw some of that today in our playtest. This is that same kind of new ground textures, lighting pass that we have seen recently on some of the other maps.
Yep.
It will be everyone is a little bit different, right? So I can't say exactly what to expect, but I think that from what we've seen so far, it's looking good.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And I think that's the thing to expect is that we will continue to iterate and build on these as always, as we always have done.
Yep. Also, coming in this update will be the Reign of the Archfiend continuing. And I made this roadmap basically go through the end of Reign of the Archfiend. So all of these.
It'll terminate by the end. Okay. That makes sense. So once the Archfiend event ends, is kind of where we're going.
Is the end of this roadmap.
Okay.
So I figured that was a good time.
Middle ground.
Yeah. So we will have 2 new travelers, one for Neith and one for Giannis. And we will also have the reward traveler for Morshid.
Yeah, that's part of the event.
And I like all these skins. I think they're pretty good. And you already know like what gods are getting travelers, but this is just kind of confirming the order that they're going to be releasing.
Right.
We'll also have more. Like I said, every slide has and more.
And more.
Yes. Coming up next on March 10th.
March. This one.
Yeah, this one.
I think is the one I know.
This is the one that you know?
I think so.
You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Does he paddle?
Oh, does he paddle? Everybody's favorite boat boy, Charon, is coming. The ferryman.
He's back.
Of the River Styx. He will be back. He's not back yet, but he is in our playtest already. Early version.
Yep.
Very early version.
He's a giant right now in the playtest. His boat is huge. He's just huge. But
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's scaled up maybe a little bit too big. Caps is working on this one. Still early days.
Yeah.
So no teasers on plus ones or aspect, but excited to bring him to the game.
No, I know a lot of fans loved when Karen first came out, and obviously because of his, I think some of it is just his playstyle is a little bit nuanced, a little bit different from the support role, but he can be aggressive, as well as defensive, and then he's got that global ultimate. People love global ultimates for impacting the map and doing crazy things.
Yep.
Stealing fire giants with it was a good thing back in the day.
Yeah, and this was one of the most requested supports that was not in the game yet from our surveys.
Okay.
He was not actually the top requested, but again, we are still working through like what fits into the schedule. So we're trying to prioritize highly requested gods that fit into the schedule and keeping roles somewhat in mind.
That makes sense.
Sorry, I'm dying with my coughing over here.
That's okay. I guess we've also mentioned as well, with all the different gods coming out, we have to kind of balance consistently with what team has to work hard on a specific god, and you can't put lots of back-to-back. So mix it up a little bit, and maybe like Karen's very high up, but takes less on one team than it does on another, just to balance things out a little bit. Yeah. You okay now?
Yes. Also coming in this update.
It's that chair, I swear.
We're currently hoping to have anti-lever and anti-dodger 2.0.
Yeah. To be clear, we have stuff in the game already, but we're making improvements.
Yeah. So we've found both from player complaints and the metrics that we can look at in the back end that these are some of the biggest issues that players are facing. So we want to prioritize getting something in to address this, right? And I don't have the full details for the system yet. I don't want to, tell you exactly what's going to happen. But our plans are basically like, there's going to be more warnings before, you can just leave a match, right?
Yep. I mean, we've got things in the game now, like, if you try and exit the game, it'll give you a warning already, but we're going to continue to improve on that.
Yeah. There's going to be more penalties that are harder to dodge if you are a lever or a dodger. And there are more incentives, which is maybe a weird word. But we're talking about how we can make sure that like players feel rewarded for finishing a game.
I know I'm going to lose, but I should at least finish this one out. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So, so the goal is just to make sure that like games are more consistently
finished.
Complete,
yeah.
So, hopefully this all comes together well, and you guys are excited about it once it goes live. Next, we have the Reign of the Archfiend.
It continues.
There will be 2 new travelers in this. Oh no, I guess I didn't update this. I did
not
not update this.
So
oh no! Oh no!
What is it?
I forgot to update text.
There's 2 sets of
I'm the worst.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at my notes real quick. I'm the worst. I'm
Casual
sorry, guys.
anime. Who wanted Karen? A lot of people wanted Karen.
I did this last night, and I thought I had everything.
That's
right,
okay.
But I didn't because I'm the worst. I believe this is. I want to say it's Loki and Soul.
Well, you've said it now, so
I want to say that's.
You want to say it, but you did say.
I think that's what it is. According to my.
And Chad's kind of saying like, well, what's wrong with Morneath? That's kind of a classic.
Yeah. So ignore this. I need to update this. There's also gonna be St. Patrick's Day content. There's gonna be a new support store bundle. No, nothing else. But it's what we're. This is kind of that time frame. So
sure.
And then
and more.
Makes
sense.
Okay. Last up.
There's another one.
Yeah, we're gonna say one more, and basically that's all we're gonna say for this update because
I don't think I know it.
You don't know the next one?
I don't think so.
You don't know the next one?
I try and stay in the now. That's really hard to do. But
you want to stay in the now?
Until the playtest hits, and I'm like, wait, what am I dealing with today? Who's it going to be?
Who would you want to see? You're not gonna.
I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole.
Would you want to see someone who can drop kick?
Sure, why not?
Because Gilgamesh, the king of Uruk,
is back.
March 24th.
Okay. What do we know about him so far? Do we know anything? Have we mentioned have we got anything about the plus ones? So it's probably too early, or is it?
It's too early.
Is it?
Too early.
Okay.
He is the first Babylonian god.
Yep.
In SMITE 2. It's still early for plus ones and aspect. It's been a while since we've had like a true solo laner. There have been some aspects that are, solo lane, right? But the classic warrior, it's been a while since we've had. And Gilga was super highly requested.
Yeah.
I think he was the most highly requested warrior other than King Arthur, who has some technical issues we're working through on the back end.
Sure.
So we're pretty excited about it.
Hell yeah.
I think this is probably the biggest surprise to people. So hopefully people.
Yeah, I think it will be. To be honest, I don't think anyone necessarily expected it was going to be him, but here we go.
Yeah,
March 24th. So not even a month and a half.
Yeah, about that.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
the Reign of the Archfiend will continue and end in this update. Make sure, hopefully, I actually updated this one.
We'll find out.
Yes, with 2 new travelers. There's an Artemis traveler.
Okay.
And there's an RTO and Tsukiyomi duo traveler. So it's going to have 2 skins and 1 traveler.
Oh,
We're trying
okay.
something different.
So along the lines of the best friends.
Kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then the last bullet here is just and more, because this is far enough out that I cannot say that much more for this update, because it's so far out that I know kind of what our next priorities are, but are they going to actually ship in this update?
Sure.
Hard to say.
No, definitely.
So hopefully I have my recap slide here at the end. This is the next 4 gods. This is the big thing from today.
There you go. Screenshot it. Spread it around.
Screenshot, share. We have,
Go.
These are 4 of the most highly requested gods. And hopefully people are excited about them, because we want to make sure, we're getting in the gods that people want the most and tell us that they want the most. So we're pretty stoked. I think it's also a pretty good, role selection. The only thing we don't have here, I guess, is technically a hunter, but we just released quite a few hunters. So people should be good on that front,
Sure.
I think. I'm
Exciting
excited
times.
for this lineup.
And that just takes us till March.
And that just takes us to March.
It's January,
30th
30th today?
30th,
So.
yes.
Yeah.
So this is our lineup going forward. And I'm pretty excited. So
Exciting
hopefully
times.
people are, so it's funny, 2 people in chat have said 2 good and 2 bad. I'm going to guess that they disagree on who the 2 good and 2 bad are, because it always kind of just depends on what gods you play.
Everyone's an individual, and everyone's got an opinion.
Yep. So we're back.
We're back.
We're back. That is our little roadmap that we're running through today. Hopefully people are excited for these upcoming gods. I'm excited, and I'm excited to see them get into the game. People who are the next gods? People are asking. I'm not telling you yet.
Told you.
I gave you more gods than normally. Normally I only do 3 gods, but I did 4.
Unless we gave out every single god of when they're going to get released,
Yeah.
people are still going to be like, but when's this one? When's this one?
Yes. So this is the the gods that are releasing through the end of the Reign of the Archfiend event, and we'll I'm sure do an update right after that with kind of what's coming next. So,
Awesome.
But when's Fenrir? That's a good joke. I like that one. And
good throwback.
people now for the rest of the day will be asking in chat about their favorite god and when they're coming.
Yeah.
And we're just I can't comment on anybody after this 4, just because we have a plan for who we're releasing after this 4, but
Subject to change.
it's subject to change, right?
To be honest, I want to ask you a question of I guess the first 4 gods we were talking about at the start of this, well, not the first 4, but these 4 weren't always in this order until we did the survey as we did over the Christmas period.
Yeah,
And
so-
we made adjustments since then.
Yeah, so up through Naja,
Yeah.
that was, we had
Kind of,
pre-decided that.
Okay.
That was decided before we started doing the survey. Charon was on the schedule before we started doing the survey, but in a different order. And we found out that he was a little bit more popular than we thought that he was. And also, he just kind of fit well into the schedule in that place, so we went with him.
Okay.
And then Morgan Le Fay was I don't think on the schedule at all. Like maybe tempt him towards the end of this year.
I mean, there's a ton of mages too, isn't there, in the game? So
There are. So excited to get her in, and then Gilgamesh again kind of was a riser as part of this process. He was towards the top of our warrior list, but was kind of a clear choice once we got the data.
It does feel like some of them are just later gods in Smite's life cycle as well. When you
Yeah.
look back,
Well,
there's a lot of later on ones. Yeah.
And people have been criticizing us for doing a lot of the earlier gods.
Sure.
So,
but in my mind, they're the ones
classic
that
ones,
Well, they're the classics, but they're also probably the ones that needed a bit more love and attention earlier on because they've not been updated for quite a while.
Yeah.
In some sense too. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was looking this morning, and 3 of these gods had cinematics. So that was a sign of how recent they were, I guess.
Yeah.
So, So I'm pretty excited about this lineup. I think that you guys were involved in making this lineup by participating in the survey. So hopefully you guys are excited too. So with that, I guess we'll just kind of take questions
Yeah,
for the rest of the day.
Real quick, ambassador applications are closing shortly. I did give till February 1st, as is the stream team applications. We've had ambassador applications over 1,000 applications now with the ambassador program. I'll get through them. You won't necessarily be contacted. I can't contact everyone, unfortunately, but we'll be selecting people. And my goal always is to try and make sure we get a good mixture of players, of console, Xbox specifically, PlayStation specifically, and different skill levels of players that have never played Smite 1 before, and also some experience from Smite 1. What's up, Pawn?
Breaking news.
Breaking
Breaking news from Pon Pon.
We disabled Hecate.
We have
have
disabled Hecate.
She has a infinite damage bug. I already have a fix.
Okay.
But it's gonna have to roll out, so it's gonna take a bit. But Hecate's disabled till then.
There you
Okay,
go.
Hecate is disabled due to an infinite damage bug.
Nice.
Cool stuff.
So
Shows you these shows are live, by the way.
Yeah.
Chat. They're not pre-recorded.
we
or
have a
anything like that,
fix, and it'll roll out, and then she'll be turned back on. So sorry about that.
Raise your hand in chat if you were abusing it so I can make sure your account is terminated, by the way. But if you didn't, good job.
Yeah.
So Hecate disabled, re-enabled as soon as we can.
Somebody had a question up here. What about Pon Pon's Patch of Terror? So we have alluded to kind of a bigger balance patch that we want to do to address some kind of like long-standing issues that we want to see. That's something that is on our like to-do list, but trying to give you an exact patch for when that's going to happen is very difficult.
Yeah.
Because it has to fit in, and we're going to kind of work on it in the background.
So it's a timing thing.
So it's more of a timing thing than anything else. But yeah, I would expect that at some point there is going to be a bigger than normal balance patch. I can't tell you exactly when. I can't tell you for sure that it's going to be in this patch range. It could
Hopefully.
very well be.
Yeah.
But it's possible that other things pop up and it's delayed. So I didn't want to specifically say, look forward to this patch, is Pon's Patch of Terror, and then it's not. So.
Sure. And to be fair, Patch of Terror, it's Pon's wording of that. Maybe it's not
Yeah.
terrifying, you know? Everyone's concerned or not concerned.
Yeah. Will Morgan Le Fay be in the next PTS? Almost certainly she will be. She has a lot of temp effects right now, so it'll be very, very rough, I would say. But
Not as rough as Karen is right now, but yeah.
No, Karen is extremely rough right now. But like, I think Morgan's probably far enough along that she will probably be in PTS.
I think so.
But expect not the finished product for her. Can you queue from jungle practice? You cannot. That is not something that we were able to get in for this. But you know, that is something that we have heard people asking about, and maybe we'll get to it one day.
Is building yogis an assault abominable offense? No, because you can't build it unless you're trying to cheat the system, which I know about. These would be fixed. To be honest, yogis should be available in it anyway. I'm going to say it. There's so many other healing things in there. Why's yogis, huh? Why's yogis get taken out? It's rough.
I love that there's a guy named Abuzin Cobb, man, who
He mentioned AMC straight away.
He's just posting about
like,
B-Man.
I mean, to be fair, where is he, man? Like, he's an OG. He
is. I liked playing him a lot in Smite 1, but yeah, Again, I can't talk specifically about guys beyond this. I just got caught by the name, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
it's fun that he's here.
The associations, yep. For sure.
Will all of VGS work in network jungle practice? Probably not. It probably will have the same VGS restrictions that it does now. I don't think we specifically tested that. So
yeah.
I'm assuming it will have the same VGS issues. Some people are asking about all new gods. We aren't we aren't 100% confirmed that we're going to do new gods or more classic gods or what the plan is after these 4. We don't want to say specifically like what we're doing because we want to be flexible to listen to what the community wants. And right now, the most of the community, it seems like, has still been saying we want these classic gods, and that's the thing that's most important. And I'm waiting for my god, and so we've been prioritizing those. If the sentiment changes, then we have a few kind of partially done new gods that we've been brainstorming on. Could come back to one of those. We could do a different one. We're definitely not opposed to the idea of doing new gods, and we will certainly do a new god at some point. But I don't want to say for sure that there's one coming at any given time because we want to listen to you guys and prioritize the thing that's most important at a given time.
So I'm just making notes from chat. People reporting bugs as usual. I'll just make notes of those.
How long does the Archfiend buy all discount last? I need to know if I still have time to grind out free diamonds. I think it's going to be at that discounted price all the way through the end of the event, but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, like, it will be available at that price until the event ends. Is my current understanding, but it's possible that changes. I will let you guys know if that does change.
What does an ambassador do? Realistically, from what an ambassador was, and it's kind of a development from the old Olympian program we had in Smite 1, but it's a way for the devs to communicate with some of the players that are active in the scene and know the scene a little bit better in terms of in their games and get a bit of a community feel of what's going on. You'll see a lot of creators in the ambassador program along with long-standing members of the community that really just help give the devs good direction or good feedback regarding some of the stuff coming into the game or stuff that could need changing or looking at. For example, console bugs specifically, we really do value players that play on console and go, hey, we have this UI issue. Good example of that is the one more game button recently that was being covered on console where you couldn't use it because you were reporting or vice versa. So getting that feedback sometimes is very, very valuable to us. And there's some specific bugs that do come into play because of that.
The weirdest bug from this patch, which I think we've already fixed, if you are on console and your language is French.
I just got a report that last night speaking to somebody,
The top half of your mini-map is scooched a little bit to the right. So like the towers are in the wrong place on the map. But only the top half, not the bottom half. The bottom half is fine.
Yeah.
So, but your language has to be French and you have to be playing on console. Weird bug. But again, very, very thankful that we finally got the full details to be able to address that. How does that happen? We don't know. That's weird things happen. Speaking of bugs that we're still trying to track down, the one bug that I am most excited to track down that is still out there right now, there is a weird edge case bug where Chiron can lose the ability to fire his 2 in a match. We have gotten one clip of this happening. People have told us that it's happened, but we've only gotten one clip.
Yeah.
And it's been very hard for us to tell from this clip what is actually causing this. So if you have the issue where you stop being able to use your 2 as Chiron, and you were recording, please send us a clip. Ideally, we like to see the moment like it worked, and then it's up until when it stops working. Yeah. Right.
The clips regarding when people send bug reports, by the way, giving us the feedback in just any amount is great, but the more video footage you can give us, and I don't want. This is the thing that always gets really weird. People will clip it from the moment of like, see, it's not working. Yeah. If you can give us the 20, 30, 15 minutes before that happened, we can help identify exactly what happened to cause that because it probably happened earlier on. RTO was a really good example of that with an issue we had where she'd switch into bear form and the infinite audio bear was coming through. And that took a long time for us to realize exactly what had caused it. And it was actually 30 seconds earlier that nobody sent clips of that we had to keep researching. So the more footage you can send us on stuff like that, we really appreciate because we do try and fix them as soon as we can.
There's some other Chiron bugs that we're aware of and we know what they are and we have fixes in progress for them, or, we like, that's just the one that we're like, we can't figure out what's happening here. And several of us here have like hammered our heads at it for a while and not been able to reproduce it. So if you see it, please let us know. All Smite 1 starters at some point in the future were some of the starters left out for balance reasons. I think it was a combination of balance reasons and just kind of what the team felt like was important to fit different role needs at the time that we brought over starters. We can always go back and add old starters. We could create brand new starters. Some people still want the branching starter upgrades. There's a lot that we could do with starters. So I would say this is definitely not the absolute final version of starters that will ever be in Smite 2. But I think that it gives you a good selection where you have a couple choices for every role right now. Yeah. And most play styles are enabled. There's certain things that sure, there maybe are some edge cases that we aren't doing right now, but most of it should be there.
Can we sell starter items in jungle practice when the update drops? I am going to check something because I'm not going to read it word for word just in case, but I know there was some stuff mentioned about some improvements to the jungle practice in terms of being able to allowing you to repurchase starter items and stuff like that. So yes, there will be improvements to the jungle practice along with the jungle practice being available for more players. I don't have the specific details because one or two of those things might not make it into the update, but that's the plan. So expect changes to the jungle update there. Also, Slash and Clash for the weekly conversation of those two maps. There's no discussion about those at the moment. We don't have a plan of those at the moment. Just want to put that out there for when the YouTubers end up taking this and then doing their recap of the show. They'll say, once again, people asked about Clash and Slash. And once again, we're not on our radar, not something to do. But I've noticed more and more people getting upset. Like, why do people keep asking that question? I understand why.
Yeah. I think the next big map project will almost certainly be either Conquest update or Assault update.
Okay.
That it's almost certainly what the next big map project will be. The question for us is just which one we should prioritize first. So,
do we feel that could be a? I'm not trying to put us on the spot, but a community decision. Is that a good idea? No,
probably.
Is it overhaul problems?
It's probably less. No offense to the community, but it's probably more like development decisions internally,
based on timeline and what
based on timeline, because there's, in order to do a conquest map, we need to have a block out that we feel comfortable with before environment art can start working on it. Yeah. We need to have a strong plan for exactly what we want to change in terms of gameplay and all this. And that can also touch other departments because maybe we need to get new NPCs or, whatever to match the gameplay design. And then that, there's just a lot that goes into it. So I think it'll probably end up being more of a internal resources discussion.
Okay.
But I do like to hear what the community thinks that we should do.
I would say I think the community would be pretty split because I think the hardcore conquest players are going to want a conquest update, and the hardcore assault players are like, we just get mid-later conquest. To be fair, the map art on the assault isn't terrible at all. I know it's part of the conquest. And we made it wider.
Map. There's things that could be better.
There's benefits to that map compared to the old one, but there's a lot of fans that still like the old map too. We're aware of that. So.
People that joined late, what did we miss? You missed the next
Everything.
4 gods coming. We also talked about other stuff in these patches, but these are the next 4 gods that are coming to Smite 2. So you have Nejah, Morgan Le Fay, Charon, and Gilgamesh coming over the next 2 months or so. So a lot to look forward to, hopefully. Back to us. Will your Titan Talk log be used to determine if you can be an ambassador or not? That's a funny idea. I like
Titan Talk. What, you mean the chat
log?
logs?
Yeah.
Oh, listen. When you are applying to be an ambassador, your account is getting reviewed.
Yeah.
Like your games will get reviewed, your account will get reviewed, and there's plenty of people that applied that will not be getting accepted because of behavior. And sometimes you might not have been, suspended in game or something like that, but you're toxic enough, or you've said really, really inappropriate things about Hi-Rez before that now you want us to give you behind the scenes access and support. That's kind of weird. So, we won't necessarily review your Twitch chat log. Jeez, I can't go that deep. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of... Can you imagine me sat here looking at the logs of a Twitch VOD to try and find through it? That's a lot of stuff. Doesn't mean you clean, though. Just saying.
Have we been told about a bug that makes it so you can't purchase Vulkan mods from the store? They just become unselectable. I've not heard about that in particular, but I heard about a different Vulkan mod bug, so... they could be related.
I will pop it down as a note real quick.
Oh, I need to look into that. Thank you for, I missed who said it, but somebody said something about the Danzaburo CC causing camera shake. I was going to look into that, but I got busy the other day, so I'm going to make a note, and I will look into that.
Tease if the RTO skin the roadmap. I don't know if we have that.
I could, but I'm not going to.
Oh, there you go. Get told.
It's think what RTO skin might pair with a Tsukiyomi skin where they would go in the same traveler. That's your teaser. When are we getting a gem sale? So we are not planning to do diamond sales in Smite 2. We are trying to do more big in-game sales occasionally, where everything in-game is discounted 30%, rather than discounting the currency 30%. We think that that's just a healthier economy for us because for a lot of reasons, which I could go off and rant about for probably 20 minutes, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to say, if you are waiting for a diamond sale, the diamond sale is not coming. We are not planning a diamond sale anytime soon. We do in-game sales, but we aren't planning diamond sales for Smite 2. Oh, what about Smite 1 gem sales? I don't know. I have no idea what we're doing for Smite. I did say doo-doo. Yes, please make fun of me. Can boots come back for a few patches?
There's already some boots in the game.
Yeah, we got the
regrowth
Striders. Yeah, why did I say greaves?
Buy those.
When we say map updates, we mean like a visual update or an actual map update. So far what we've been doing mostly have been these kind of visual updates. So we've done a visual update to Joust where we changed a lot of the materials and we changed the ground textures and we changed the lighting and changed the skybox, and it feels it's still the same map geometry, but it feels a lot better. There, you know, once we're through with Arena, then we kind of the two remaining maps that we need to that are out there, right, are Assault, which is still kind of on a temp map, and Conquest, which was initially intended as kind of a temp Conquest map.
Sure.
But we have evolved a lot, and I think that for a long time our Conquest map was like actively bad and was like preventing people from having fun playing Conquest. I think that now it's like it's totally fine.
Yeah.
I think you know, like bordering on to good, but I think that knowing what we know now, we could probably make a lot cooler Conquest
Evolution,
map, right?
basically, yeah.
So I think that like if we were to go to the Conquest map, we would probably change more about the layout and the objectives, and you know, more of a new map. It might not be all new. Not every asset is probably brand new, but you know, a newer map. And then Assault. You know, I think that there are aspects about the way that the Assault map is laid out in Smite 1, including just like some of the angles of turns and stuff that make the map play differently that people miss and would like to have in Smite 2. So I think similarly, if we touch the Assault map, probably some of the geometry is going to change because, you know, people like the way the Smite 1 Assault map plays. Someone finds your shirt offensive. I don't know why.
Your shirt?
Your shirt.
Okay. I'm not going to be offended by you being offended. That's
just
okay.
like, why?
You're allowed
That's
to be
weird.
offended.
That's
That's
weird.
not a problem. Honestly, I put it on today. I went, I'm on the patch note show, on the update show, on the Titan Talk update show, patch note show. Jeez,
Yeah.
I'm back in time. But I was like, I'm wearing the UK one.
That's good.
This.
I like it.
ICE will be after me soon. It'll happen.
Any status on King Arthur? Was he not meant to be out ages ago? Yeah, so
Yes.
so he was, and he is still waiting on a Divine Legacy skin as well because we thought he was going to be one of the first guys we brought over. However, King Arthur uses a lot of very unique movement tech, including the way. So his basic attacks. I don't know if you guys remember, his basic attacks are what we call root motion, where when you basic attack, you move forward and you kind of home in to the target that you're attacking. This is a unique thing to him. But he's just constantly moving in all of his abilities, and almost all of them have some movement that is tied to them. There are some aspects of our current movement system in live that will make him feel really bad if we bring him live. Yeah. So there's some stuff that we're working on in the background relating
to be honest, some of it in the foreground because like the last couple of updates, we had a couple of issues with the movement stuff because we've been making improvements there. So like I know that's all part of that.
We actually secretly in the middle of this patch. Okay, I won't tell him.
No, you should.
No. So we turned on another movement test in live in the middle of this patch and got nobody saying anything bad.
Which is good.
Is good.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is progressing us towards a version of the movement system where we can make King Arthur and he won't feel bad. So we are definitely aware that King Arthur is the most requested warrior. We want to get him on the schedule, but it's just an issue of making sure that he feels good when we do bring him in. Is that why Chiron Dash was wonky? Chiron Dash was wonky for a completely different reason. I believe it was just saving the wrong direction on steerable dashes. So it was like pre-caching the wrong direction and sending you in a weird way. So that should be fixed now, I think, for all steerable dashes. So if you see your dashes go backwards, let us know. If I solve the Chiron 2 bug, can I get 1 diamond? I will send you a couple diamonds if you can solve the Chiron 2 bug because, yeah.
I'll give you Traveler.
You give him a Traveler. That's nice, yeah.
If they solve it, they have to solve it, though.
Okay.
And then fix it. Not if they're choosing, though. My choose.
Will the Kebri Valentine skin be with Athena? No, it will not. There's a clip on the Smite channel I made for the Donza problem. Okay, I'll take a look at that.
Can you guys speak to the movement speed in the game? With removal of items like coin and the speed on Doom Orb, movement speed has been kind of restricted to Gemma Focus and its strength counterpart, save for some utility defensive items. There's no movement speed. Is movement speed something you guys are wary of adding to the game? being real with you, we're not exactly the devs on the front lines that are going to be the ones making those decisions. However, movement speed has always been king in games like MOBAs. Funny enough, I saw people in chat today going, the Conquest map is too small, and let me tell you, it was smaller in Smite 1 than it is in Smite 2. 100%.
Yeah.
But also, movement speed is always one of those dangerous factors of giving too much movement speed to a game or not. It's up to the devs to really make the decision of whether they think it's too powerful or not. But movement speed has always been king, followed by knockups. If you don't think movement speed and knockups are the two most powerful things in game, you're wrong. Just to be clear.
That's accurate. Movement speed is like, it's so good. And
Nike
it's one of those things that
do you remember OG Nike?
Oh, yeah.
Nike's passive gave global movement speed to her team.
Yep.
Once upon a time, Nike was one of the best gods in game in Smite 1.
Nobody knew it.
And the passive was broke. And her win rate fell because that passive was broke. And it was down to the movement speed as part of it. You've seen movement speed in and out of the game. I'm not saying the devs won't put more movement speed items in the game. We'll probably go through some metas with that. It will shift and change in movement speed. But movement speed is on the high end of like what can be really impactful. Again, movement speed and then knockups are the top two.
Mm-hmm. Is there a reason that upgraded starters lose the healing off of killing jungle camps? It feels awkward to lose something that you play or came around. I don't know if there's a specific design reason, so designers have to answer that. I will say you do also like gain something, so you no longer get the reduced damage versus lane minions once it's upgraded. So, it changes quite a bit on the upgrade. I don't know why the healing doesn't stick around, but maybe there's a designer who wants to chime in.
I feel like sometimes with these shows, we're like, save it for when the dev show comes. But then sometimes those shows end up being like, here's the balance and here's the new character.
Will day and night come to Arena in some way? I don't think we're currently planning for that, but, never say never. I think that it's an interesting mechanic. I think that one of the things about day and night is that it is a mechanic which requires... there's like an additional layer of like cognitive load around day and night, where it's something else you need to do and pay attention to. And historically, when we have added more things in Arena, people have liked Arena less. And same goes for Joust, right? Like, and Assault, right? People like those modes being pretty straightforward. They are what they say on the tin. It's just, it's a 5v5 deathmatch with minions and portals, right? Like, so I think that we could make changes, but I would say, like, I'm not sure that it fits with the mode in the same way. That's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but that is my initial thought. Fire Giant Arena was cool. I loved it, but players, not so much. The Meteor they were okay with. Just the Meteor was all right, because it was just, not that you could just like completely ignore it, but it's kind of on the same level as the roses, right? Where it's like, the thing spawns in, you can kind of fight over a little bit, but it's not like a huge objective that you have to pay attention to.
Correct. Someone keeps asking about 2x worshippers for the weekend to celebrate the roadmap. No, I will say though, the next worshipper weekend will be Valentine's Day weekend, because I want to make sure
fall in love with Smite.
I want to make sure that if you don't have anyone to play with, you can at least get 2x worshippers that weekend. And if you do, you've got more people to play with and have fun with. But we'll probably do it Friday through the Sunday, so that the people that do have relationships, which is fine, will also get time to do the 2x. There you go, 2x weekend over Valentine's weekend.
I'm confused. I missed the start. Yeah, we started early.
Show the roadmap. Show it again.
Yeah, okay.
We'll do the whole thing again.
Real quick run through. Okay. I'll let these people get the experience of seeing it again. Hold on, I got to go all the way back.
I was semi-joking about the whole roadmap.
I'm going to do the quick version. I'm going to wait 2 minutes.
We can just if we just clip that bit and put that live, we don't have to do the rest of the show, right?
Oh, that's actually not a bad idea.
Just the speed version?
Okay, I'm going to wait 2 minutes for latecomers, and then I'm going to run through the whole roadmap again real quick. Who's getting a Valentine skin? We said Athena will be getting a Valentine skin. It will be in a chest.
Okay.
And probably also direct purchase. Is the show moving back an hour going forward? No, we just had a lunch meeting today.
Weird day. Don't worry about it. We're back to normal.
Yeah. We thought that we were not going to be available until 2, and then we were just a little bit late and not a ton late.
Sorry for the confusion, but the VOD is available if you missed the start of this, and we'll get it up on YouTube as well. I also know the show from Wednesday had some issues getting that on YouTube. That should be up today, but I feel bad about putting up today when this one's today, and everyone's going to be like, oh, I need the robot one, and get upset if we put the other one on.
What's the drink of the day? Well, I'm waiting a minute to start this. Blackberry hint for me.
I have the same.
Yeah, too much caffeine. Need something, no caffeine.
Who was the number one requested god? Can we say that? Do we know?
Almost certainly it was Cthulhu.
Cthulhu?
Yeah, Cthulhu is just like omega popular. There's a few reasons why Cthulhu hasn't been prioritized to be on the roadmap yet. But yeah, Cthulhu is definitely almost always the most requested. Least requested. I don't want to say that because it's going to break people's hearts. Because there's somebody out there that is this is my favorite god, and the only thing I want is this god to
a
come
monster.
to too. Probably.
I don't know it. I'm just
probably.
guessing in my head. Probably the monster types.
Let me look. Let me see if I can.
If we say it though, because everyone's like, why would you do that and release it when it was the least popular? Or, man, that was my favorite. I had 27,000 stars on them and I need them in my life again. It's not complete without them. It's one of those two. There's no in between, by the way.
There's no in between. Okay, let me see. If it's something that's not going to be controversial, I might say it.
Whatever it is. The roadmap you released today is controversial.
Oh, well,
you got to realize.
Like,
it's
not super controversial.
Yeah, it is because someone's god isn't in the game yet.
Oh, my gosh. Scroll on mobile for the love of... Okay. Oh, okay. That's what it was.
Oh, this is how we're going to do this? Okay. Cool. Great lead up.
So... I will say the survey that we did is not the end all be all of who is and isn't like ultimately popular and coming to the game, right? Because we also have historical data about how well gods did and yada yada yada, right? But I will say that the least popular on this survey
is Nox.
No, it's not Nox. Sorry, people. There are some people that absolutely love Nox, so not the least popular.
Nike.
No. So I had thought, based on just the community sentiment, that it would have been Martikaris, right? Because there's a lot of people, lot of people that just don't like the fact that he exists, right? But somewhat surprisingly, to me at least, it was Bake Kujira.
Okay,
was the lowest rated. Again, it doesn't mean that he will be the last god to come.
Sure,
because we have a lot of stats about like historical play rate and whatnot. Bake Kujira was actually like always kind of more popular with the non-vocal player base. That makes sense. Like new players really like him because he's relatively easy to play.
He's a giant whale.
Yeah, he's a giant whale, right? But on this most recent popularity survey, he was the lowest. So.
Gotcha.
Anyway, all right. I'm going to do a real quick run through the roadmap again for people that are late.
That too. Yeah.
I'm just gonna quick read through. Okay, coming February 10th, we have Neja, the third Lotus Prince. He is going to have an updated model. His +1s are going to include gaining crit strike damage with passive stacks, getting the ability to catch his ring bounce for an additional throw that crits but does not bounce, and a new quick time event for his ultimate that should help people understand there actually is a quick time event for the ultimate. For the aspect, bonk. There's going to be jungle practice improvements, including co-op jungle practice in custom match. We're going to allow people to spawn bots with AI and jungle practice. The Reign of the Archfiend will continue with 2 new travelers for Discordia and Daji. There's Valentine's Day content, including seasonal supporter store bundles, and a new Athena skin chest, and more. Coming February 24th, we have Morgan Le Fay, the Dark Enchantress. She will be getting a focus on cleaning up her passive loops. You're incentivized to cycle through abilities and not just stay on 4 of 5 runes. Her aspect, she has a sword for a reason. Multi-queue 2.0 will be coming in this update, where you'll be able to select your queues, and then we're also trying to get region-specific queues. So if you're in an ultra-low pop region, maybe we funnel you towards multi-queues so you get queues that pop more consistently.
Yep.
There's going to be some arena visual updates coming, including new ground textures, lighting, that sort of thing. The Reign of the Archfiend will continue with 2 new travelers for Neith and Giannis, as well as a new reward traveler for Mordred, and more. On March 10th, we will have the boat boy, Charon, paddling his way into Smite 2. The Ferryman of the River of Styx. It's a little bit early for +1s and aspect. We are planning to have an anti-lever, anti-dodger kind of system in this patch, which will have more warnings, more penalties, and kind of more incentives to actually play out a match. There will also be more for the Reign of the Archfiend. These are not the things that are in this patch. I forgot to update this slide. I'm sorry. But there will be 2 more travelers for Reign of the Archfiend in this patch.
Save for next week, yeah.
There'll be St. Patrick's Day content, which is a new Sports Star bundle, and more. Then on March 24th, we will have the Dropkick Master himself, Gilgamesh, the king of Uruk, the first Babylonian god to come to Smite 2. Early first +1s in aspect. Ray the Archfiend will continue with 2 new travelers, one for Artemis and a duo traveler for Artio and Tsukiyomi, and more. And this is the least fleshed out because we aren't that far along. So this is your once again, single slide recap.
All this before April.
All this before April. And, February starts in 2 days.
Yep.
So, yeah.
It's the most important day of the year tomorrow.
Oh, is it your birthday?
You know? No.
Oh.
The Royal Rumble is tomorrow.
Oh, it
I haven't
is.
been keeping track.
It is.
Huge day.
Yeah. Live from Riyadh.
Yeah. Excited to see it.
I had for years, and they're still doing it. I'm just not sure I'm gonna be able to go this year because I got a 1-year-old. Group of friends does the Royal Rumble betting
The
draft.
bet system, the draft.
Yeah, where you
just pull names out and you got this guy. Or
you get a number.
10. Okay.
So it's like I have
Number 10.
I have number 10.
Our truth. Oh.
And then they come out, and then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
it's a joke character. It's fun. But
That's
we
always
just put
fun.
in $5 for
That's a
each
good
number,
idea.
and then whoever
Definitely
wins
fun.
wins. So, and we actually have belts for the
Oh,
winners for the
really?
men's
Wow,
and
you
women.
go all
But
out.
they're
That's cool, though.
they're like the cheap belts. They're
That's
not
cool. That's cool. Any news on Assault Map? Tired of playing mid lane Conquest. We've mentioned that there probably will be improvements down the line to an Assault Map or redoing an Assault Map at some point, but we don't have a timeline on that just yet.
What makes the Patch of Terror? Please drink something. I'm trying to drink something.
He's drinking
I have
constantly.
just something stuck in my throat. I'm sorry. What makes the Patch of Terror the Patch of Terror? It's a Patch of Terror because design is terrified of implementing it because it's going to touch a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
But it is a comprehensive solution that should address a lot of the kind of long-standing issues around some of the ways that the game works around stats and whatnot. So it's more of a joke thing that Pond called it Pond's Patch of Terror internally, and we just started calling it that externally. So
Wait a second. That patch goes up to March 24th, right?
yeah. What's up?
Just working out dates. Okay. Because the next one we'll do is around April 1st.
Oh,
Someone
no,
mentioned
we
April
can't do an
Fools,
April
and I'm
Fools.
like,
No. That would be funny to do.
back in Kajura's here.
Do a release with Marticaris. Yeah.
That's a good joke.
That's funny. Collab skins when probably eventually. I think it's just finding the right time, the right partner. Right now, a lot of our dev focus is going into the God pipeline. Putting out a God every 2 weeks is crazy fast, and I don't think, maybe you don't appreciate it as much as a player. And I'm not saying you're ungrateful. I'm just saying it's hard to really understand what goes into developing a God, even when it's bringing over a classic God and updating them.
Sure.
It is a lot of work, and the fact that we're trying to do that every 2 weeks is taking a lot of our resources to continue on that. So.
Well, I hope chat enjoyed what we showed them today. Obviously, it's going to be till the end of April. We've showcased the next couple of gods coming out. I'm excited about the changes to the jungle practice stuff. Is going to be really useful and impactful in my opinion. Excited to see people mess around with that, alongside a lot of the new characters that are going to be coming, the new gods that will be available. And Najjar is not long because I guess it's next Wednesday we showcase.
Yeah, next Wednesday we'll have the PTS.
You'll find more about Bonk
full patch notes. Yeah, we'll go through the aspect. We'll talk about the other stuff in the update, and then we'll talk about balance on Friday, and just keep going. So patch out on Tuesday. So I feel like we've been here for about an hour now. Should we do
just
one
over.
more question, or should we?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, we can't do the bit now because you just said it, but
Okay, I'm sorry.
do 3 more questions.
Like do 3 more
It's
questions.
normally like 7 anyway.
Do 8 more? No, I don't know.
It'll be 8, but it'll be 8, and 4 of them we've said
Yeah, probably.
5 times this year,
Yeah.
and 872 times last year.
Yep.
Giannis Aspect. No update on Giannis Aspect.
Yeah, no update on Giannis aspect. Somebody asking about dance emotes. Dance emotes were incredibly unpopular in Smite 1. There were a few people that really liked them, but they weren't used very often and they weren't purchased very much. And they were a lot of work to do. So not prioritizing those as a thing to do, considering players just didn't really like them very much. And that's the reason why we kind of stopped doing them, was because nobody bought them or used them. So apologies. Like I said, I know there's a few people that really like them, and we hear from them in chat every once in a while, but by and large, it was not a popular feature.
Is it just 2 people in jungle practice like Smite 1? No, I believe you can take more people in there if you'd like to.
Yep.
We were testing around with it today, and it does seem that you can get more than 2 in there as well. I just don't want to give you a number and then be wrong.
Mm-hmm. Can we talk about how we're handling Gilgamesh passive? No, he's too far out for us to dive into that too much. I think that there is a chance that his passive changes in some way, right? But but we don't have the specific, here's exactly what's going to happen with Gilgamesh passive today.
Is there a Smite Prime button on that?
I
should just mention
maybe
that real quick. Does that work? We'll find out if it works.
No, where would it be?
No.
Would it be under something?
One of those things on
Oh,
there.
yeah, there we go. Smite Prime.
Hey, real quick, next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend, we'll have the first of the Smite Prime tournaments kicking off. These are some weeklies that you can get involved in and there's some cash prizes. So February 7th, the NA Conquest one is going to be live. 2 weeks later, because we're giving people a break for the Valentine's weekend, some of the people that play comp do have partners. So we're going to make sure there's no competition there. However, the 21st, Europe will get their first conquest as well to see how many players are signing up and wanting to participate in that. And additionally, our first little look at some Joust action on February 28th. So if you are one of these people that come in all the time talking about Joust and want to see us potentially look towards establishing more scenes there, then play in that, showcase us, support it, and we'll consider looking into it based off what we see there. That's just a kickoff for the start of the year. There's the OSL, Olympus Smite League, Smite Draft League. I was going to talk about them and go sign up, but they have had so many signups. There's already a waiting list.
Oh, wow.
They're at, I believe.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're already at I don't think even with us giving them back into, we're going to make these numbers anyway, but I think they're at like 600 plus in terms of people that signed up to play in a draft league. And that's for all skill levels. Additionally, there'll be more stuff with another league coming soon. So details, another one with opportunities for teams that are 5 stacks of all skill levels. Once again, potentially have a chance to qualify for that. So keep you guys posted on the esports front. And then there's a Valentine's Day competition. I'm pretty sure there's a button for that too.
I don't.
Whatever the other button was that you hit there, hit the other
heart.
Yeah, hit the heart. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Divine Valentine's Art Contest is active now and goes on till February 13th. Shockingly enough. You can vote on SmitePrime.com for your favorite submissions, and we will give out some diamonds to the winners of those, and we'll review them a little bit on the show too. But that's some of the community stuff I have to mention before we go off air today.
Awesome. And just recap for people that just joined, because some people are still just joining. This is the next 4 gods, and there's more stuff if you go back and watch the VOD, but I'm not going to go through it all. But I'm excited. I think that we got, I feel like momentum is going pretty well for the game right now. I think that, the game is in a good state and it's getting better, and, we're working through issues as they come up. So hopefully people are having as much fun playing as we are working on it and playing it every day ourselves. So we're just excited that, y'all are part of it. Yeah.
Lucia Lotus VT said, didn't respond to me once. This is Titan lecture, not a talk. Your question was assault dance was hyper popular. Not a question. Then you also said, find a moment to use dance in the middle of combat. Not a question. But I just want to point those out of yes, this was a lecture because you don't know how to ask questions. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the Rumble. And if we don't see you beforehand, we'll see you on the battleground.
I gotta find the button.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, bye.
Would have been so much better if we didn't have this bit.
Goodbye.
Awkward,
Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win the Royal Rumble?
Obafemi.
Ooh, good pick. All right, bye.